Welcome to turning your online shop visitors into loyal customers, because visitors simply just ain't real customers yet. We have to work for it. And all of the ecommerce tactics and strategies that we talked about in the past 3 months are now coming together into this last meetup where we talk about conversion rate optimization in the context of e-commerce. The agenda for today is to first give you a little bit of a recap of the past strategies that we have done and have talked about so far, and then dig into 3 more growth marketing tactics, meaning personalized shop banners, optimizing your checkout experience, and then introducing A/B testing to your online shop. And then after that, we have time for the Q&A. So let's talk about why shop visitors are simply not yet loyal customers as you would like them to be. What would you say? How many visitors of the average online store actually become customers? Is it maybe just 1 out of 100? Is it 10 out of 100? What would you think is typical? I found a nice study with pretty current and substantial data, which says that 1.6% e-commerce conversion rate is average, 3.6% and you are already in the top 20%, and 5.1% and you're in the top 10% of all online stores. The question that begs itself now is, what are the other 95 people doing on your online store, and how can you stay in touch? How can you make it easier for those people? So most of the people just won't buy. If you want to check out the data, this is based on a Shopify tool called Little Data, which I really appreciate. And they studied this survey, and you can press the link and you can see all of the background data, and they keep on updating this information. And they have lots of other information that might be interesting for you as a shop owner, like what is a normal percentage of people adding something to the cart or starting the checkout. And since Shopify is currently at least among the best online store systems that we have access to, I think this is a pretty good statement. What did we talk about in the past meetups? As I mentioned in the beginning, this is the last part of a 6-part series where we talk about how to double your e-commerce profits. And I really do not mean that hyperbole. I think it is always a very reasonable goal for an online shop owner to say, what can we do in the next 6 months, for example, to double our e-commerce profits? And the tactics that I talked about are really the ones where I think these are the ones that have, in my experience, the biggest impact on most stores. Not everything applies to you, but if you find like 3, 4, 5 out of those 15 growth tactics that are pretty common sense and just good e-commerce practice, by the way, not fucking magic bullets, then you will be able, or at least have a very high chance to double your e-commerce profits. Let's dig in. In the area of content marketing and storytelling, we talked about pulling more people into your user story. And this is where better product creatives, better descriptions, and a bit more modern look and feel and a more emotional touch can really help to make people convert. The second tip was to align all of your product and content creation efforts. That means that you pretty much have a checklist for, if you launch a product, you got to have beautiful image shots, but product shots, mood shots, videos, vertical, horizontal descriptions in short and long forms, a blog article, an interview, all that good jazz, a ton of social media posts. And to try to avoid the pitfall of separating those, your social media marketing should be completely focused around the needs of your audience who's buying your product. Then the last one was the ability in e-commerce to use the paid channels, like, let's say, like Instagram ads, to scale up your organic ones. Here we have an example from Klarheit, a Cologne-based startup who's doing coaching calendars, and they have a pretty popular Instagram profile. Of course, they're doing great stuff on Instagram organically, but They also are able to invest in Instagram ads, which increases their number of followers, which in the long term decreases their cost per acquisition. That is the third strategy we talked about. Then we shifted from content marketing and storytelling to funnel building, and how especially email can help you to boost your funnel. And one of my favorite ideas was talked about here: lead generation before direct sales. That means that you try to give value to your customer in return for their contact data, like their email or messenger bot subscription, and that you try to first get them on this free level of commitment and then do the more direct selling. Because if this works, you can blow up your email list, your subscriber list, while making sales. Yeah, and this is a much more long-term perspective that you can build, because you can build this huge audience that is actually paying for the growth of your channels. Then what to do with those subscribers? Now you got them on your email list. Now you need to nurture them from just a lead that is interested, with the help of automations, to become a real customer. And the sixth strategy is, once they become a customer, not stopping with that nurturing process, but keeping a sequence of emails going that helps you to get more referrals, gets you additional purchases from the same person, gets you more reviews, all that kind of good stuff. And then we shifted the focus again to the analytics part. So we have storytelling and content marketing, funnel building, and now analytics. And how analytics can help you to much more quickly identify the methods, the stuff that is actually working. And that the absolute base work that you have to do is to have your conversion tracking working. If you do any kind of paid advertising, you need that channel to actually show you the customer journey, from the page view to the add to cart to the checkout to the conversion. And this is where we dived in that. In order for you to be allowed to track that, we introduced strategy number 8, managing your cookie consent well. And we talked about the benefits of having a real in-your-face cookie banner and using that to get a very high 60, 70, 80% opt-in rate, so that you're allowed to track people, which then decreases the amount of budget that you need in order to have conversion rate optimized campaigns. The 9th strategy is using better reporting to make learning faster. Once you see where people are stuck in the process in your customer journey, the question becomes, yes, so what? What am I going to do now? The first step is you need to be able to see, oh, there's a problem, or there's a huge potential if we scale that up. And then you need to be able to make the decision, so what to do about it. And the data is the first nudge that you should be seeing that helps you to see, like, oh yeah, we need to make a decision in that area. And then we shift the focus toward paid traffic, to really scaling your message out to the people, and finding campaigns that are cash flow positive for you, where you spend €1,000 and make €5,000 in top line revenue back. The 10th strategy was a campaign structure based on top of the funnel people, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. So that means people who don't know anything about you and are not problem aware, to people who are interested, to people ready to buy. And to structure your ad in that way that every product category, and your whole brand has this nice flow of getting fresh blood into the system, while at the same time retargeting the really nicely engaged people. And then the 11th strategy built on that is simply retargeting everywhere. Especially if you don't have a lot of money, you can make it look like you are everywhere for very few bucks. Yeah, for 1,000 impressions, you are paying maybe €10. And that means that 1,000 people on your websites can be followed up at least once for €10, depending on the channel that you are using. Strategy number 12 is using automated shopping campaigns. This is like a magic move. Those campaigns are hard to set up. I'm talking about that in the last meetup. But once you have them set up, they work in 8 out of 10 shops without you having to do a lot more configuration afterwards. They are something that every shop owner simply should try. If you don't have Google shopping campaigns running or your Facebook product catalog ads, just get them started and see what's happening after 2 or 3. weeks of conversion optimization on the platform's end. So this is what we have been talking about so far. Now, what are the last 3 strategies that we are going to dig in today? So turning online shop visitors into loyal customers. That is our focus. The 13th strategy is personalized banners in your shop. Imagine you have an influencer campaign and you get to show a banner that says like, hey, you are coming from Mary from Instagram. Here's your Mary 10% discount code. It creates relevance. It personalizes the experience. Then optimizing your checkout experience. Once people have made the commitment to go beyond the add to cart button, which is more or less just like, yeah, let's save this product for later. But once they start the checkout experience, they are committed. And now all of those form fields are standing in the way of getting their product. And if it's too complicated, they will leave. Number 15, the last one in the series, is introducing A/B testing to your online shop. This is simply where we check out what, for example, a tool like Google Analytics can do for you to test, should you, for example, do express checkout, or should you just avoid that kind of stuff? Should you have a guest checkout? Should you not have it? What happens if you don't? And I'll show you exactly how to set it up, at least a simple overview of that. And those are the 15 strategies that we got lined up for you to double your e-commerce profits. This was the overview of why shop visitors are not directly customers. And in the next video, we will dig deep into personalized banner ads.